What is up, guys? Mr. Tony Stark here, and today I'm going to be bringing you some Black Ops 2 gameplay on the map Nuketown, playing some Domination, and this is the first game from my live stream last night, and it's nothing spectacular, it's nothing fantastic. Nuketown Domination tends to be just annoying as anything, just because one team usually just spawn traps the other team on a flag, and if you don't push hard enough, you can keep them in the backyard either side, and that's exactly what we do. And I go for 56 and 10, I believe, with the MP7, and we had a good time. But the only reason I'm using it is because it was my first game last night in my live stream, which if you haven't been able to check out yet, definitely look for it on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Tony Stark 717, and look for those open lobby type live streams and come hang out in the chat. It's a lot of fun, and we have a good time. So that's what the gameplay is in the background. But today I'm going to be talking about something that's going around the Call of Duty community, something that I've seen several people, several larger people, and several smaller channels talk about, and I wanted to weigh in on the topic myself, and that is bringing DLC maps into MLG or League play, and MLG variants as far as that goes. Obviously, that would mean bringing maps that some people don't own at the moment, and maps that not a lot of people play all the time. But I have a few different views on it, and I'm going to get into that in just a second. But I want to put out basically the background to it. So in League play or MLG play, there are very few maps that actually get played with the three select game types that are in Black Ops 2 MLG, and that's Hardpoint, Capture the Flag, and Search and Destroy. Now, these three game modes are played on a very few select group of maps out of the overall grouping of maps in Black Ops 2. Now, at some point, whenever those maps were chosen, whether it was MLG had to sit down and the board and all that, they had to select these maps, handpick them for the best maps to be played with these variants, these game variants, and it had to also be done with scrims with the players and stuff like that. Now, Optic Nadeshot put out a video asking for feedback and some sort of information from the community about what they thought about having these extra DLC maps in MLG, and it was interesting to see people's reactions and stuff like that. But looking at it from an MLG player's perspective, per se, now obviously I'm not an MLG player, so I kind of have the over-the-shoulder view on this, but you have to imagine a player playing the same maps in a rotation. For now, it's been it's almost been a year since the game's out. I mean, not quite yet. It's a little over, I guess, 8 months now since the game's been out. But they've been playing the same rotation of maps with the same three game types for this MLG variant. And at some point, those maps were chosen, handpicked for this event, or this this game area, this MLG area of the game. So those maps were picked, right? So at some point, what's stopping the board, the pro players, from doing the same thing with DLC maps, and what would be the downsides of it? Now, obviously, some of these maps aren't going to play well. I don't even like some of the DLC maps, right? I don't even think all of them are that good. But there have been 3 DLC packs now, I believe. Vengeance, Uprising, and the first one was Retaliation or something. I don't know. Anyway, there's been 3 packs, and some of the maps are bad. A couple of them are good. There's a couple reworks. You have the Uplink rework of Summit. You have Studio rework of Firing Range. Both of those maps, in my opinion, would be great additions to the MLG variant. Search and Destroy on Uplink definitely would be awesome, I think. And Capture the Flag on Studio would be fantastic. I don't really want to play Hardpoint on either one of those maps, but we'll see what happens. But those are just 2 examples of maps that I think would work out really well in the MLG variant. Now, again, I've heard all sorts of people say, like I said, larger channels, smaller channels, say give their 2 cents on this whole ordeal or whatever. But I'm kind of curious as to what you guys think as well. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, and you have any interest in MLG at all, feel free to weigh in and let me know what you think. Now, again, like I said at the beginning, there's some people that aren't going to own these maps. They're not going to have them, so they're going to either have to buy them to end up playing in tournaments. For instance, my SVK tournament, the league's going on right now. We're in week 6, halfway through the season, and if it gets implemented into MLG, there's a possibility that I will be bringing those DLC maps into the fall tournament, which means that the people that don't have the DLC are going to then have to buy it, or something along those lines, and not everyone's going to be happy with that. So that's something that I have to think about as well. But wouldn't it be fair if they were put into MLG and they were put into the variants, and then they were added to a free download like Nuketown was? So if you play League Play and you want to play these maps, those specific select maps would be able to be played for free because they're adding it to a circuit like MLG, and you wouldn't have to actually pay for it. Now, the argument could be made that if you do play MLG and you support that type of atmosphere, that you should want to give back a little bit to the community to help it out, to help it stay afloat and to stay fair for everyone and that kind of thing. So for instance, personally, I don't have a problem with buying the maps. Now, I know that some people do, just because DLC normally sucks. But anyway, I just wanted to get you guys' opinions to let me know what you guys think about putting these DLC maps into an MLG arena. And would it work out? Would some of the maps work out? Would some of the game modes work out on these maps? Like I said, some of these maps suck. There's no way that I'm playing Hardpoint on Vertigo or whatever that big tower platform map is. It's just not happening. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to follow me on Twitter, Mr. Tony Stark 717, for information as far as videos and just random tweets, because I'm kind of amusing. I'm amusing. That's just what I'm going with. It's my story. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, I'm out. Peace. Anyway, I'm